Hi. The first Sonic movie came out in 2020, and much like everyone else, it was the only movie I saw in theaters that year. I'm surprised it didn't get any Best Picture nominations. That would have fit in perfectly. Because as we know, nothing bad happened in 2020 at all.
You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you?
You again. How come every time something important happens, I have to talk to you of all people?
Did you expect someone else to help you?
No. Seems like I'm all by myself now. All the choices I made led me here. I gave everything I had, and it was all for nothing.
Do you believe that's all the world has to offer?
I don't know. I hope not. I tried so hard to make the most of what I had, even when it hurt me.
The suffering reminds you that you are here, that you are alive, and that is beautiful.
What? Was I alive, though? Truly? Like, sometimes it didn't feel like living. Not how I wanted, anyway.
It is a cycle. Life, death, joy, sorrow. Each iteration more true to the self than the last, with details infinitely complex. There is more within you than there are stars above the clouds, even when you find yourself underwater. I ask again, do you think this is all there is?
It can't be. I'm not ready yet. There's still so much I want to do. That I need to do.
Then it's up to you to find it.
Okay, I don't know if you've noticed my circumstances right now. How exactly do you expect me to...
This too shall pass.
again. Apologies if there's a fucking echo or whatever. I just moved into a new place, which is how I'm able to walk around and do all this fucking crazy ass wild shit. But I haven't put up any soundproofing yet because I am lazy. The first Sonic movie is the only movie I saw in theaters during 2020 for no real big reason.
The movie starts with, "You may be wondering how I ended up in this situation." No, Sonic, you're blueballing me. Just fucking get your move on.
You meet Sonic T. Hedgehog, a little baby man who got magical powers that made him be running fast and shit. His mom is an owl named Longclaw who wants Sonic to not use the powers in public. She wants to make sure that he's safe against attracting the ire of a rival group of echidnas who wants his powers, so she makes sure he stays in the closet. One day, baby man Sonic slips up and goes sicko mode enough to get the echidna tribe's attention, which causes them to juju on that beat and follow him home.
The L in Longclaw stands for loser because she dies. Also, rings have a different purpose. They open portals. L-Claw uses one to postnatally abort Sonic as she's about to get impaled by echidnas.
A few years later, and Sonic is living in the average Discord mod bedroom, except far cleaner. He watches the townsfolk from afar, mimicking their behavior in an attempt to feel like he belongs. Much like me, after COVID lockdowns fried all my social skills beyond recognition.
Sonic keeps stalking Donut Lord and Pretzel Lady. One night he watched them watching Keanu Reeves in Speed. Clever foreshadowing. After playing with himself, Sonic runs on an empty baseball field that night because he's having a post-nut clarity moment and causes a citywide energy outage.
The US military takes a break from bombing hospitals in the Middle East to investigate what the hell caused such an explosion. They quickly realize the trillion in taxpayer dollars won't be enough, so they have to enlist Jim Carrey at 1% of his full power to help.
Eggman becomes obsessed with furries quickly, or one might say at Sonic's speed. Especially their human-like feet. I only noticed later that Sonic has toes, and I'm glad we never actually get to see those in the movie.
Robotnik starts tracking Sonic down, which causes Sonic to remember L-Claw's instructions to keep running, like a bitch. He takes shelter in some dude's garage before deciding to use one of his warp rings to go to some gross-ass mushroom planet and continue hiding there. But before he can do that, though, Donut Lord enters the garage, and what follows is the only scene that matters in the entire trilogy.
Meow?
Sonic reads the San Francisco Transgender America pyramid on Donut Lord's shirt and accidentally makes a warp ring to it, in which he drops the entire bag like a dumbass. Sonic wakes up in the most difficult trap to escape I've ever seen created. I have no idea how the hell a motherfucker could ever get out of— oh, fuck. Sonic starts pleading to the Donut Lord to take him to San Francisco so he can grab his rings and get out of Dodge, but before Donut Lord can be like, no, plus what are you, plus L, plus ratio, Robotnik shows up. He manipulates the fuck out of Donut Lord while scanning his entire house, starts shooting at him when he can't get the answers he wants, and then labels him as a domestic terrorist. Basically, he instigates the nicest interaction that I've ever had on Twitter.
Donut Lord fists Eggman to death and escapes with... Donut Lord fists... Fuck! Donut Lord fists Eggman to death and escapes from the city with Sonic.
Now that he's on the run, Donut Lord agrees to travel with Sonic to San Francisco to retrieve his bag of rings, and so comedic slapshit bullstick comedy road trip shenanigans ensue. Sonic decides to start a bucket list for all the things he wants to do on Earth before he banishes himself to Shroom World. However, during a pit stop at a bar, they get mistaken for hipsters and are threatened with immediate violence if they don't get the fuck out. To be fair, this is a rational response to the existence of hipsters, but these kinds of allegations can ruin lives. Not to fear though, because Sonic makes a Google Doc response that absolves the allegations against him and Donut Lord. Road trip continues, and Donut Lord confides that he wants to stop being a regular beat cop in Green Hills and transfer to the San Francisco Police Department, like a proper Fed. This causes Sonic to say ACAB and lash out at Donut Lord, seeing parallels between his life and Donut Lord running from his problems despite how good he seemingly has it. He manages to keep the scolding up while actively getting shot at by RoboBitch's drones, and the fight ends with the viewer experiencing the 5 stages of grief due to the somber realization that someone taught the autism hedgehog how to floss.
Sonic does a Fortnite strike on Eggman after balling on him and soon after becomes a live streamer. Eggman explodes on Sonic. He dies. No. Not much later, we get the best Eggman joke.
Of course I want a latte. I love the way you make them!
They keep going until they eventually get to Pretzel Lady's sister house in San Francisco. Pretzel Lady questions Donut Lord as to why the news is calling him a fugitive, because God forbid men do anything. This is what boys will be boys means. I gotta prop my fan up. It's too fucking warm. After a small regroup and some sappy shit, Sonic, Donut Lord, and Pretzel Lady all head up to the pyramid that I forgot the name of already.
Why can't Sonic run up the Transamerica building? What was Bro cooking? On top of the Transamerica building, we get another Quicksilver scene. It's interrupted by Eggman going sicko mode with a quill of Sonic.
Sonic sends Donut Lord and Pretzel Lady back to Green Hills using one of the warp rings, utilizing the rest of them for an epic battle with Robotnik that spans multiple world wonders. It makes me feel like I was 8 years old again and felt the developmental issues and depression.
After Eggman chasing Sonic around the world, we arrive at the end scene. Donut Lord says Sonic is his bed friend, yeah. His bed friend, they fuck. Donut Lord says Sonic is his boyfriend and Sonic explodes. Sonic busts a fat one on Robotnik and throws him into the mushroom world. There is a Green Hill piano after the fight the next day. It's very beautiful, actually.
Donut Lord decides to stifle his dreams and stay in Green Hill, adopting Sonic in the process and converting the attic into a gamer man cave. A government official gives him a gift card to the finest Italian restaurant in all North America, and the movie ends with Robotnik being seen on the Mushroom Planet plotting his revenge against Sonic. Except it's not entirely the end, though, because there's a post-credits scene. The marvelization of all cinema needs to be studied. This is the first time we see another character from the Sonic universe appear on Earth, that being Tails. Real talk, I remember seeing this movie in theaters on opening night, and the atmosphere when Tails showed up was electric. He was only on screen for a short amount of time, but it's not a problem, since he got a lot more screen time in Sonic 2 is the second movie. I forgot what transition I planned already.
In his world, gotta make your own way. What is all in his world? You'll never fear the fall. When you weep without a net, you'll find it won't be there all the time. So watch your step now, watch your step, don't fall. Eggman uses the quill to make memes real and creates the perfect vine boom. Eggman gets attacked by bird people. He kills them and tries to escape through the ring and then gets cuckolded by Knuckles. Sonic becomes Batman and bombs the city by accident. By doing that, he recreates the intro scene for Sonic Adventure with the water fountains. Donut Lord gives Sonic a pep talk about being a hero and then Sonic motorboats him.
In what I can only assume is a huge violation of national security laws, Donut Lord and Pretzel Lady use a warp ring to go to Pretzel Lady's sister's wedding in Hawaii. Her name is Rachel, and will no longer call her Pretzel Lady's sister. They remind Sonic not to do stupid shit. You'll never guess what he does next. Number 3 may shock you. Knuckles helps Robotnik get to where Sonic is, and they attempt to do a combo maneuver on his ass. Knuckles demands that Sonic tell him where the Master Emerald is, or he will get his shit rocked. Sonic evidently chooses the latter option, considering that Knuckles then almost turns him into the Sonic Curry meme.
Tails runs over Knuckles with a car and kidnaps Sonic. Tails mansplains Sonic about Knuckles and kidney stones or something. Knuckles punches their car and Tails suggests jumping off a cliff with Sonic. That's it. Movie's over. Knuckles cracks an egg man because he does the floss dance and bonds with him. They're besties now. I'm so happy for them.
L-Claw makes a reappearance in the form of one of those shitty Star Wars holograms to tell Sonic to follow the clues on a map to find the compass that will reveal the location of the Master Emerald. This fucking map takes them on a journey to Siberia where they almost freeze to death. Great start. They decide to wait until morning in a nearby tavern with a bunch of xenophobic Russians that immediately are like, what the fuck are these rodents doing here? But I don't know how to do a Russian accent. The waitress tempers her racism enough to let them order food, but Sonic doesn't know Russian. He only knows English, like every other alien does. Tails uses a gizmo gadget thingamajig to order for them, and they receive some yak milk that makes Sonic almost throw up on contact. The xenophobic Siberians realize that Sonic and Tails are not one of the good ones and try to yeet them into the fireplace. Right before that, though, Tails yells babushka or whatever it was, which basically means that they get to have a dance competition. They agree and send out Russia's weakest performer to seal their fate as fireplace fuel. That line took me like 5 times to say. Why the fuck did it? However, the Siberians failed to take into account one thing. The power of CGI, I mean friendship. Sonic starts breakdancing to very copyrighted music while Tails clones himself to put on a dazzling display. Feels kind of like cheating, but I'll allow it. This wins over the majority of Siberians as they realize that these two are good ones after all.
Tails reveals he's overly obsessed with Sonic and they become best friends. They fall asleep next to each other and Tails covers Sonic with his 2 cocks. Knuckles shows his cultural differences by reading and gets called an idiot behind his back for not understanding technology. Knuckles, he failed integration.
They arrive at the Master Emerald just in time to run into Sonic and Tails, to whom they give a very friendly greeting.
Sonic goes to pick Tails up over getting the compass back. Eggplant and Knuckles Sandwich found Atlantis with a compass. Why am I so stupid? Why did I write that down?
This reminds us that Donut Lord and Pretzel Lady still exist and are having a good time in Hawaii. Donut Lord's phone goes off during the ceremony because he didn't silence it, I guess. Motherfucker would be so annoying in a movie theater. He answers a FaceTime call from Sonic, who is actively skating down an avalanche carrying his knocked out friend's body. This is what your unemployed friend is doing at 2 p.m. on a Wednesday. Donut Lord uses a warp ring intended to bring him and Pretzel Lady back home to bring Sonic and Tails to him. Before Rachel has a chance to rip Donut Lord's head off like a praying mantis for ruining her wedding, it's revealed the whole ceremony was a sting operation to capture Sonic, with even Rachel's future husband being in on it. Neither me or Babo really went in depth as to what happens between Sonic getting captured and Sonic getting freed, so all you really need to know is that Rachel goes absolutely Bridezilla mode and she gaslight, gatekeeps, and girl bosses all over the joint.
Sonic sees Atlantis too and chases the place to make up for being too slow to save his buddy.
I was too slow to save my buddy.
Better luck next
time, fuckboy.
Sonic made it to the island and finds Eggplant and Knuckles at the altar about to get married. Sonic and Knuckles fight again. Eggman steals the big kidney stone and gains the power of ultimate piss hurting. Knuckles drowns and Sonic tries to save him. He drowns as well and the movie ends the second time.
Sonic and Knuckles are both ejected into the ocean and washed up on the shore of an island where they bro it out. Perfect timing since Tails rolls up in a motherfucking plane. Where did he get it from? I don't know.
Eggman Chaos controls back to his boyhole lair and speaks in autotune. Gun tries to apprehend Eggman, but Eggman explains to them they're wrong by making a big egg robot from Sonic 2 with his kidney powers. Sonic edges Eggman and tells him to come, but only when he's done with the jerk-off instructions. Eggman comes sooner and deletes Sonic. Tails gets inside Eggman with Knuckles, and Knuckles punches the kidney stone out of him. Sonic stumbles his way to the big kidney stone. After Eggman attacks, it crumbles into 7 small kidney stones. They turn him into Super Sausage. He's now processed meat in a condom.
Robodick gets got by Super Sonic, ripping the Robo-Bitch to shreds before deciding to return the Chaos Emeralds instead of keeping the power forever because he learned maturity or whatever Donut Lord said at the beginning. I don't know, I already forgot. Knuckles repairs the Master Emerald and the three of them agree to lock it away somewhere secret so evil will never reach it, and now Donut Lord and Pretzel Lady are stuck with 3 kids instead of just 1. L.
At the end we get a Project Shadow mention and a Keanu Reeves jump scare. That shit also was mega hype back then. That was even more hype than Tails showing up. Who the fuck cares about Tails when you can't have Keanu Reeves?
Live and learn! With you back or if you borrow! Live and learn! You may never find your way! Oh yeah!
In 1974, a suspiciously shadow-shaped meteorite crashes into Ohio. Just kidding, it's in Oklahoma, but wouldn't that be fucking hilarious?
It was found covered in a black comet, referencing the Shadow game and the black comet of the disgusting black creatures.
Shadow gets taken to a gun facility. Shadow makes friends with Maria, a basic-ass white kid. It's not clear why she's in a gun facility in the movie, but if we're going into Sonic lore, she actually has some sort of disease that doesn't allow her to really go outside and interface with the Earth as she is. So thusly, her social circle consists of just things that are in the facility, Shadow being the one that she takes the most liking to. She introduces Shadow to so many things like music, stargazing, roller skating, the concept of empathy, you know, the regular stuff. Anyway, she dies. Deciding that Shadow can go sicko mode a little bit too easily, Gun decides to lock his ass up. However, Maria's grandfather Gerald attempts to escape with both her and Shadow first, instead of risking their PG rating by having her actually get shot like in the games.
Maria! Snake, are you okay?
A gun soldier shoots the pressure chamber off to the side of where Maria, her grandfather, and Shadow are all standing, causing an explosion only loosely comparable to me after $20 worth of Taco Bell. Jeremy gets taken into custody, and Shadow gets put into some cryotube type shit, a suitable punishment for a white boy getting a little motion going.
We cut to Team Sonic doing a race. Sonic hits the goalpost, runs back, and finds out that Donut Lord, Pretzel Lady, Tails, and Knuckles celebrate his first year on Earth. Sonic is officially 1 year old.
Donut Lord then instills this movie's moral lesson, this time congratulating Sonic for not letting the pain he felt from losing Longclaw change who he is. Foreshadowing is a literary device.
The party gets interrupted by Gun and they take Team Sonic to Tokyo because Gun can't contain the exaggerated swagger of a black hedgehog. Before jumping out of the helicopter, Sonic says his iconic line from Sonic Adventure 2.
Talk about low budget fucks! No lubergooning? We're out of here!
They fall down and die.
Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles all land in Toronto where they meet Shadow for the first time. The three of them together work as a team to strategically take down Shadow, subduing him until Gun is able to... I'm just kidding, they get their asses kicked.
Shadow gets on a bike, picks up a pistol, and becomes John Wick.
Don't try to follow me.
Sonic follows them. They have a speed battle. Their speed goes up the Tokyo Tower. Shadow does an Akiro slide, jumps off his bike towards Sonic, and they fist each other. Their mid-air alien gay sex causes a citywide energy outage, and Sonic takes the L. Shadow clearly has had competitive sex before.
Shadow successfully escapes, so the three of them meet up with Captain Walters in the Chow Garden, where he says a line that makes me laugh every time I hear it.
Where you found family and friends on this planet, Shadow found only pain and loss.
They can't go too deep with the lore dump though, because the ops slide on gang. Thankfully, Agent Stone comes in to save the day. Did I ever bring up Agent Stone? TLDR, he's Robotnik's henchman who desperately wants to be friends with him, but is constantly rejected at every advance. Bing bang boom, that's about it. He takes him back to Robotnik, who's been living like I do during an average depressive episode, and learns that the drones used to attack gang were the same tech as his. That doesn't make any sense to Robotnik, because he's a super duper smart big boy. So they decide to team up to figure out what the shit and why the fuck. Their search takes them to an abandoned gun facility, the same one where shit went down 50 years ago, and surprise surprise, Shadow and my boy Gertrude get ready to slide on a bitch. And here's where you learn two things. One is that the Robotnik technology was sent by Jeremiah, who, and this is two, is actually Robotnik's long-lost grandfather. Bro finally came back, but dropped the milk on the way. We are now subjected to Jim Carrey at 2% of his power. It's a good thing we're watching this recording, because seeing this in person would be powerful enough to destroy your retinas. Gruntilda explains that they need 2 key cards to fire my laser and take over the Earth. The fact that I wrote Fire My Laser in 2025 is disgusting.
Team Sonic gets tied to a big screw. Shadow takes the key card for the moon pisser from them. Team Shadow then leaves. But shortly before that, Shadow creates a pocket asshole that sucks Team Sonic in. Sonic does a trick shot with a cock ring and they barely escape.
The other card is locked away in gun headquarters, so it's a race to see who gets there first. Donut Lord and Pretzel Lady go in using disguises of Rachel and her husband, respectively. Robotnik and Gorgonzola break in through other means. Both parties get into the room housing the second keycard fine, but little do they know that they're about to get ambushed by Gun's second in command, and it's time for another music number! Just kidding. There isn't one in this movie. I'm sorry. Unless you count the... What does happen, though, is that the floor has the ability to just look at gravity and say, fuck off. Unfortunately, this affects the infrastructure as well, which leads to... Second in command Girl Boss gets the key card, but the now escaped Donut Lord is able to disguise himself as Captain Walters and insists that he takes responsibility for this very important item, thus guaranteeing the glass ceiling stays intact. Shadow sees Donut Lord before he can turn his disguise off and gets Hedgehog PTSD before he does a Fusroda.
Sonic shows up and sees dead Donut Lord. He confronts Shadow about it, who says,
This was like taking candy from a baby, which is fine by me.
Shadow teleports the X to the moon pisser and they go to space. Shadow starts doubting his mission to kill everyone and themselves for a moment, but Gerald tells him to fuck off.
Now, I know this is going to be a shock, but you're never going to guess what Sonic does after Donut Lord says he shouldn't let the pain change him. He lets pain change him. Sonic realizes he'll have to go super bitch Astro World mode to stop Al the Hedgehog from an end. What the fuck did I write? Sonic realizes he'll have to go super bitch Astro World mode to stop Al the Hedgehog from entering sicko mode status. Knuckles is all like, bro, we agreed to hide the Master Emerald forever so that it won't fall into the wrong hands and destroy the whole world. And Sonic is just like, no you. Knuckles caves because he's a beta male cuck and directs Sonic towards the smartest tech bro in Silicon Valley to claim the emerald and fucking eat it or whatever he does.
Filled with soup and racism, he flies up to the moon pisser to get Shadow and fights him. They land back on Earth, and Shadow tickles Sonic's balls to take the tiny kidney stones out of him. Sonic and Shadow both reach for the tiny kidney stones and both turn into Chili God mode. Shadow dominates Sonic at first, but Sonic doesn't like getting raw dogged and turns the domination around. Sonic is fisting Shadow around the world until Shadow edges Sonic by mentioning Donut Lord's little hole. Sonic explodes so hard they both land on the moon, and Shadow asks for Sonic to finish on his chest hair.
Sonic goes to deliver the final blow, with Shadow egging him on to do so, but Sonic can't do it because he realizes that he's letting the pain of potentially losing Donut Lord change him.
This is not who I am.
Yeah, no, we got it.
You didn't let your pain change who you are.
I said we got that part.
Sonic and Shadow share a genuine moment together talking about their losses, and Shadow remembers what Maria had taught him. A light shines even though the star is gone. This whole review was full of forced immature jokes up until now, but as someone who experienced loss more than once, this one-liner made me almost cry the first time I heard it. Ready to fix their mistakes, they turn into Super Sonic and Super Shadow once more. As they fly off, we get to hear a small bit of live and learn. 10 out of 10 moment.
Back on the ship, Robodick tries to stop the cannon from firing, but the Gestapo breaks the console, so it's useless. He also sends out little fighter bot thingies to take care of Sonic and Shadow after he realizes that they teamed up. Thankfully, the fan service saves them as they both blow the shit out of them. Blow up out of them. Blow the... Okay, I'll act like I got that line perfect in the comments, thanks.
The eggs fight because Old Egg wants to piss on Earth, while Young Egg wants to take over it. Young Egg almost dies, but gets saved by Cuntles and Tails' two aggressively rotating cocks. Young Egg then sticks Sonic's quill in Old Egg's ass to fuck him into the pure chaos energy, powering the moon pisser, killing him in the process. The moon pisser is about to piss. Sonic and Shadow try to push the piss back into the dig, while the furries and Egg try to steer the moon pisser away. They manage to do it at the cost of the moon actually being pissed off.
Sonic eventually runs out of power though, realizing that he too is a beta male just like Knuckles. Sonic passes out while he falls, so Tails tries to use a warp ring to get him to Green Hills, but he also passes out, so then Knuckles comes and finally saves the day because he is in fact an alpha male after all.
Shadow and Eggman prevent the moon pisser from exploding too close to Earth. Eggman uses the opportunity for one last live stream to thank his only subscriber, Dr. Stone, for giving him $5 a month.
I'll miss your lattes with steamed Austrian goat milk. I love the way you make them.
The moon pisser explodes. Eggman is dead probably. Shadow is also dead probably.
The fam is back together and the three little shits decide to have a proper race. We don't learn who wins, but Sonic ends up on the other side of the country, so I think he should win by default, honestly. Any potential celebration is short-lived though, because we then see him greeted by a metric fuck shit of Metal Sonics, which he almost gets ganged up by until our sequel bait comes in to save the day. Amy Rose? Where did she rise to? Oh, and also Shadow's still alive, probably. That's an important detail.
Bonus round for Knuckles' show. This show is about Wade whippling it for Harambles the Enchilada. Okay, bye.
Alright, sorry for the abrupt format shift, but it's the day before this goes live, and I never recorded an outro. Only I could loosely plan a video for an entire year, and then just forget about the outro until the day before. So first off, thank you so much to Babo for being a part of this. He pitched this idea to me actually early last year, and I thank him so much, not only for giving me someone to kind of bounce off of and make the video more interesting, and also being so patient with me while I navigated 2025 to the point where I was actually able to lock in and do this. He's a cool dude. He does some art stuff. If you're interested in that sort of thing, I'll leave his Patreon and Instagram in the description if you want to take a look. Also, he's the one that did the singing and the piano things. As well, thank you so much to Wiru and everyone else who helped make that reveal video. I am so happy with how it turned out. I had a lot of fun filming it. I really enjoyed the multiple takes of getting stabbed in the back. That was actually really exhilarating. Check the description for the full credits. Everyone involved did such a great job. Excuse me. Shout out to the ever so patient patrons: Gurdon, Foxy Boy, Kyla Cray 95, Vio Firefox, ᴠＳ잃Ιᴛᴠs, Matt Kalos, Beast King Barbaros, Uber Bounty, Joel, SF Serval, Squall, Okari, and Luna, as well as the YouTube members Donnie Bryson, Stan Dan, and Vio Firefox. If you're interested in joining these lovely people, I'm in the process of kind of revamping the Patreon. It's been a bit dormant for the last year just because I haven't been uploading too much, but I reorganized everything. Now, if you want to look at extras specifically, you can. You can also get early access to videos as well as behind the scene progress updates. And I also want to do something once a month for paid members. I don't know entirely what it is yet. I've been bouncing around the idea of having like a Discord exclusive chat or like a live stream or some other like extra thing I make each month. I'm not entirely sure yet, but will work. If you have any ideas, feel free to let me know. Rest assured, no matter what I end up doing, it would be available to all tiers. I don't care if it's $1 or $10. I don't give a shit. Reminder, I'm on the How Could You Forget podcast, a fortnightly podcast that goes every 2 weeks. That's what fortnightly means. I didn't write a script for this, can you tell? Also, I did a DJ set earlier this month, so if you're interested in that, you can check that out. Also, subscribe to Ibolt07 because I have a guest appearance on one of his upcoming videos that you don't want to miss, or maybe you do want to miss. I don't know. I can't get inside of your head. Maybe this video is almost a half hour. Maybe you had enough of me for now, and that's totally understandable. That's everything on my list of shit to do. All right, 2026, year of the camp, still going. See you soon. Bye.
But how will I know when I get there? And how will I know when to leave? We've all gotta start from somewhere, and it's like that for me. The possibilities are never ending. I see it, and now it's all within my reach. And there's possibilities. I see it now. It's always been inside of me, and now I feel so free. And there's possibility.
Why the fuck did I jump?